Over the last couple of days, the Celtic have went from cloud nine to heartbreak after winning a world record treble to our manager leaving for Spurs. However, like all things, we need to move on, and in today's video we've got some Celtic news to cover that include one of our managerial options, along with some massive Kyogo news. But before we get into it, hit that like button and subscribe for daily Celtic content. As Celtic prepare for life after Ange Postecoglou, Bodo Glimt manager Knutsen has emerged as a potential successor, according to recent reports. Knutsen, a highly regarded figure in Norwegian football, has led Bodo Glimt to a commanding position at the top of their league, boasting an 8-point lead after just 10 games. STV reports that Celtic have included Knutsen as their shortlist of potential managers, as the club seeks a swift appointment following the imminent confirmation of Postecoglou's move to Tottenham Hotspur. Celtic's pursuit for the Norwegian may face competition, with Dutch giants Ajax also considering him for their managerial role. The Norwegian gaffer is not the only name on the shortlist, but his credentials are further bolstered by his impressive victory over Postecoglou in last season's Europa Conference League, where Bodo Glimt triumphed 5-1 on aggregate, including a 3-1 victory at Celtic Park. His side was brilliant against Ange Postecoglou's Celtic, who were unable to lay a glove on them. Playing attractive and attacking football, they cut Celtic open with ease and didn't get caught out by their press. Brian Laudrup has expressed his belief that Kyogo is an ideal candidate for Tottenham and anticipates the possibility of him joining Ange Postecoglou in North London this summer. Laudrup holds high regard for Kyogo, asserting that he is a remarkable player who could seamlessly integrate into the Spurs' team, irrespective of Harry Kane's decision to stay or leave in the summer window. Kyogo's impressive goal record in Scotland since his arrival, coupled with Postecoglou's evident admiration for the striker, further substantiates this claim. Postecoglou's swift decision to sign Kyogo upon joining the Hoops, making him the first J-League player to be signed with more expected in the January window, is a testament to his faith in the player. Laudrup suggests that this level of trust could potentially lead Postecoglou to bring Kyogo to Tottenham upon his own transition into the Premier League. Whilst many managers are reluctant to return to their former teams for recruitment, Postecoglou has previously done so when leaving Yokohama with Maeda and Iwata following him. The former Ibrox star therefore would not be taken aback if Postecoglou decided to recruit Kyogo, given the high standards he sets for his teams. He believes that returning to Celtic Park to secure the Japanese striker would be a logical move. He said, "His admiration for Kyogo as both player and a person is clearly immense." Postecoglou has said that when he was working in Japan, he already knew that he wanted to make the striker his first signing if he ever got a job in Europe. No matter which club or country it was, Kyogo was coming with him. That level of faith is unusual, and it feels particularly relevant when you consider the wider situation at Tottenham Hotspur. We don't know what is going to happen with Harry Kane this summer, although Spurs insist he's not for sale. He's been linked with Real Madrid after Karim Benzema's decision to leave for Saudi Arabia. Manchester United too have a long-standing interest. Spurs are going to need a new forward, if not to replace Kane immediately, then at least to give another credible option in that department. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Kyogo ended up joining Postecoglou in London at some point. And I could see him being a success too. With his movement, his intelligence, his finishing and his work rate, I think he could handle the step up in quality. He would be a handful even for the more switched on defenders of the Premier League, and crucially would understand what his manager wanted from him. That's only part of the equation, of course. Would Celtic let their most prolific goalscorer follow the manager out the door in the same summer? It would have to be a really significant financial offer for a player who still has 2 years left on his contract. In my view though, Kyogo has the ability to make an impact at Spurs, and they have the money to try and make a deal happen if that's what Postecoglou wants. His record in the transfer market at Celtic was excellent. A big part of that was looking to players he knew extremely well, hence the signings from Japan. I don't think he will do it to the same extent with Tottenham, but there's every chance an element of that approach will continue. Getting players who know the system, know his demands, and have the quality to succeed feels like an obvious move for a manager whose approach puts high demands on a team. Kyogo's name stands out for me. The Celtic board is facing a significant reshuffle as assistant manager John Kennedy has expressed his desire to join former Celtic head coach Ange Postecoglou at Tottenham Hotspur, according to Mail Sport. Postecoglou, who turned down a contract extension offer from Celtic just before leaving, recently secured a 4-year deal with the Premier League side, and is keen on bringing Kennedy along with him. John Kennedy is a well-respected figure at Celtic, having served the club in various capacities over the years. A former player for the club, Kennedy's career was cut short by a serious knee injury back in 2004. Despite the setback, he continued in football behind the scenes at Celtic, and he transitioned into coaching and scouting roles. He has served as a first-team coach, scout and assistant manager to Celtic's previous managers Neil Lennon, Ronnie Dyler and Brendan Rodgers, and most recently Ange Postecoglou. Kennedy's influence and experience at Celtic even saw him take on the role of caretaker manager in February 2021, following the departure of Neil Lennon. Postecoglou's decision to invite Kennedy to join him at Spurs is a testament to the strong working relationship they developed at Celtic. However, this has put Celtic in a difficult position, as the club is reluctant to lose another key member of their management team. In an attempt to retain their valued assistant manager, Celtic are reportedly ready to resist Kennedy's potential move to Tottenham. This potential departure comes at a crucial time for Celtic, who are still basking into the glory of a triumphant season under Ange Postecoglou. The coach refused to let speculation distract him from celebrating the recent Scottish Cup final victory over Inverness, underlining the importance of savouring such moments despite what the future may hold. The Celtic fans alike will undoubtedly be watching the situation unfold with a sense of trepidation. Losing two key figures from the management team that led them to the domestic treble could significantly impact the club's preparations for next season. However, depending on the next manager, John's position might be under threat anyway. Alistair Johnson has had an intense 18-month journey in football, commencing in Honduras and concluding at Hampden, with stops in Qatar, Canada and various other locations across the United States. This grueling 73-game stretch, which began in January 2022, included World Cup qualification, 3 appearances in the World Cup, a full Major League Soccer season with Montreal, and a 6-month stint in Glasgow's East End. Despite the physical toll, Johnson is already focusing on his next challenge with Celtic, following their record-breaking 8th treble win. This period has been more than a whirlwind for the 24-year-old. After the Scottish Cup final's thrilling conclusion, Johnson is preparing for the next challenge, the Nation League semi-final against Panama in the scorching Nevada heat of Las Vegas. Following this, he will either participate in the final or the third-place playoff. Only then he will have the opportunity to rest for 14 days. Johnson has acknowledged the physical strain of the past few months, but maintains that the opportunity to compete for a treble has motivated him to push through the pain. He is looking forward to a short break before returning to international football, reflecting on a year that has exceeded his expectations. Johnson is eager to rest and prepare his body for the upcoming season, which he anticipates will be just as demanding. He said, "Yes, and it's been a long one too. I've done a full season in the MLS, and then going to the World Cup, and then coming here, it's been a whirlwind. That's the best way to describe it. It's been a long 18 months, but it's been really enjoyable. My body has definitely started to deteriorate over the past few months, but at the same time, when you have the opportunity to go for a treble, that helps you push through that pain barrier. I'm happy with that, and I will get a nice week or so before I'm back into international football, but that's life. It's been a great start to life at Celtic. I'm just going to have to reflect on it. It's been a great year for me personally. I want to enjoy my off-season and get my body ready to go again, as this is going to be the expectation next year." Celtic fans, do you think Kyogo will follow Ange out the door? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, bye bye.